And now the news for Wednesday, October 19th, sponsored by our friends at Vaughn's Funeral Home of Boerne, a family-owned business serving the families in and around the Boerne area since 1992. They take care of everything, and their phones are personally answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Remember, folks, your vote is your voice. Regardless of how one feels about any particular candidate, we must remember that we have some rights in this country which should not be taken lightly, and the voting process is one. Many folks make all sorts of excuses as to why this, that, or the other is a reason to just sit this one out. Those very folks are suffering the results of decades of folks deciding to sit this one out. So as folks lament the deplorable situation we find ourselves in when it comes to our choices in the voting booth, it is this very attitude that has provided us with the limited choices that seem impossible. Take the time to study and don't just give 5 minutes to the mainstream media or some talking head with an opinion or agenda to force on you. Really study the issues and learn which candidates stand for exactly what. Our freedom is not free. We hear that statement frequently and usually regarding sacrifices made by troops involved in battles across the globe. But exercising your right to vote is another example of the cost we must pay to keep our freedom. The weather is continuing in the current pattern, with our high yesterday being 89 and the low was 71. Today's high should be 86 with a low of 66. Tomorrow we should see 75 for a high and 51 for a low with a chance of showers. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 74 and a low of around 45. Now, you know my opinion on forecasting too far out, but I am going to tell you that right now, Saturday looks like we'll start the day at around 54 and have a pleasant day with a high of 77. The Boerne Independent School District has great news to share. Boerne ISD's 7th elementary school, to be built in the Esperanza neighborhood east of the Boerne city limits, will feature a central rotunda to help move students between levels and will draw on elements of the historic Spanish missions architecture. The schematic design for the school was approved unanimously by the Board of Trustees at its October 17th regular meeting. The school in Esperanza is one of 3 new campuses approved by voters in the 2016 bond and is scheduled to open in August of 2019. A new elementary school will open August 2018 in the Fair Oaks Ranch area, and a new middle school is slated to open August 2019 near Bergheim. In other bond-related activities, the board approved a $1.78 million package of roofing and repair items on 7 existing campuses, appointment of building system commissioner agent for 2 of the new schools, and approved pricing on a $300,000 package to build softball batting cages at both high schools. The board received the report of the school naming committee, which earlier in the year developed a list of recommended names for the 3 new schools. Per board policy, trustees can review the submitted recommendations and select one, or they can determine a school name of their own choosing. Also during the meeting, Assistant Superintendent Tish Grill reported that for the 6th consecutive year, Boerne ISD has received the highest possible rating for financial integrity from the Texas Education Association. Under the TEA's Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas, first, BISD received an A Superior rating. TEA evaluates public school financial management based on a series of 15 criteria. The evaluation is based on financial data from 2014-15 academic year. Well, that's the news from Boerne Independent School District, and that's the news for now. Now we'll get you back to those hits of the 50s and 60s on 1500 KBRN in Boerne, Texas. I'm Tom Allred reporting, and remember, since you can be anything you really want to be, you may as well be nice.